My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Ghostwatch. And if you're not familiar with what this movie is, it's a news broadcast investigating a haunting going on in the UK. And when this movie first aired back in 1992, people thought this was real. Like, they believed this haunting was actually going on live. And I just wish I could go back in time and experience this movie like that. Like movies like this and Blair Witch Project, in which people thought they were real the first time they watched them, it's so easy to enjoy them as fictional pieces of horror nowadays, but they would have hit differently back then, and I just wish I could have been a part of it. But anyways, I still didn't really know what to expect from this movie, if it was going to be scary or not, and I will say that the best thing about this movie is just how authentic it feels. At no point does it feel like I'm watching a movie, it feels like I'm watching an old British broadcasting of a haunting going on in the UK, exactly as it is, and everyone involved sells you on it completely. At no point did any of the actors feel like actors. They felt like actual cameramen and news broadcasters and all of that. So kudos to Michael Parkinson, Sarah Green, Mike Smith, Craig Charles, Gillian Beavan, Bride Brennan, Michelle Reeson, and Shirley Reeson. Because they all really sold me on this movie. And I'm perfectly aware that most of them were probably newscasters back then, but it doesn't make it any less impressive. Like, I feel like performances like this don't get the credit they deserve because they're not acting like an actor. No, they're just trying to sell you on the reality of the situation, and they do a very good job at that. I also loved how it constantly cut to, different people throughout the movie. So sometimes it's focusing on these people in the studio just talking about what they witnessed, and then it cuts back to the people inside the house and what they're experiencing. And it just found ways to keep the movie going, to keep it entertaining. So I really liked that. And there were some moments that got under my skin, but I feel like this doesn't embrace the horror genre as much as I would have liked it to. If they just put a tiny bit more work into making it scarier, I feel like I would have loved this movie. Because I'm just analyzing every frame of this movie, hoping that I catch something in the background. And there were a few moments in which I definitely did, but just not enough. And this movie takes a long time to get going. Like, after a half hour, I'm like, okay, I feel like I've seen lots of what this movie has to offer. Is anything going to happen? And it's probably not until like the hour 10 mark, the hour 15 mark, in which shit actually starts to hit the fan. And there were a few effective moments there, but I also feel like they went a bit too big, a bit too broad. That just felt goofier than anything else. Like when the ghosts are attacking the studio, I was just like, okay, this is, for something that felt very authentic, felt very built up to the entire time, this part feels a little goofy. And if you actually look at this movie, it's just like a cheesy joke. It maybe works better in that way. I feel like this review's a little all over the place, but I will say that I liked this movie for what it is. I feel like it could have been better, it could have been more effective, and they could have had a bit more spookier stuff in it, but it's very well directed by Leslie Manning. The cast does a very good job, and it's something very unique. Like, there's nothing else like this movie. So I'm going to go ahead and give Ghostwatch a 6 out of 10. Okay, have you watched Ghostwatch? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin, out.